How much surface area will a gallon of paint cover? It depends primarily on two things, the product, the nature of the product, and the nature of the surface that you're painting. If it's a rough surface, if it's porous, sucks up a lot of paint, you're going to go through more. If it's a smoother surface like vinyl, something that doesn't absorb anything, the paint will go much further. Also, the thinner the paint, the further it'll stretch. The thicker it is, the less area you're going to cover per gallon. Most of the important information you're going to need to know is on the label. There'll be a square footage range for each product, typically anywhere from 150 to 500 square feet per gallon. Somewhere in between are where most of them land, 350 to 400. So when you're figuring out, you want to figure out your square footage of the surface you're going to paint, length and width, multiply them, there's your square feet. And then examine the surface. Is it rough? Is it smooth? Is it raw? And what I usually do, I don't overbuy, hopefully, because most paints are non-returnable, because most of them are all mixed to a custom color. So, and then once I get rolling and start applying, I can determine how far it's going and make an educated guess as to how much more I'm going to need. You don't end up with a bunch of paint you're not going to use and pay for, and you get the job done. So let's use this side of the house that I'm working on as an example for figuring your coverage per gallon. And I've got about 450 square feet of siding, which will require, the stain I'm using says 300 to 400 square feet per coat. So it'll take about 1.5 gallons to cover it once. So I'm guessing 3 gallons will do this side twice. So I'm going to get 2 gallons and see how far I get with that before I go and buy any more. Because you never know, it can go further than you think lots of times. And I am using the lower number as an estimate. So I'm overestimating and then buying half.